Today we will start a new topic, this calculus of complex functions. And in this topic, we will discuss limit of a complex function, continuity of a complex function. Complex function means fz, clear? So, limit of a complex function fz, continuity of a complex function fz, and derivative of a complex function fz. And then we will discuss this Cauchy-Riemann equations. Shortly we know this CR equations, clear? So, today we will cover all these topics: limit of a complex function fz, right? Continuity of a complex function fz, derivative of a complex function fz means differentiability, then differentiation rules, then last necessary and sufficient conditions for the derivative of the complex function fz. So, these are necessary and sufficient conditions, means CR equations are necessary and sufficient conditions for the derivative of the complex function fz, or briefly known as CR equations, and we will discuss this topic with proof. Okay? We will show CR equations are satisfied if we have given function have derivative. Okay? And if CR equations are satisfied, then we can show that the function have this derivative. Okay? So, next at last we will discuss in between a brief history of Cauchy and Riemann. Okay? So, complex analysis traditionally known as theory of functions of a complex variable. Complex analysis traditionally known as theory of functions of a complex variable is the branch of mathematics investigating functions of complex numbers. And it is very useful in many branches of mathematics, including number theory and applied mathematics, as well as in physics, including hydrodynamics, thermodynamics, and many branches of engineering, in particular electrical engineering. So, complex analysis is one of the most beautiful as well as useful branch of mathematics. Okay? So, let us define limit of a complex function fz. How can we define limit of a complex function fz? So, a function w is equal to fz. A function w is equal to fz tends to the limit L. Clear? This function tends to the limit L as z tends to the point z naught. A function w is equal to fz tends to the limit L as z tends to a point z naught along any path. Along any path. Clear? If to each positive arbitrary number epsilon, if to each positive arbitrary number epsilon, however small, there corresponds a positive number delta such that fz minus L magnitude is less than epsilon whenever z minus z naught magnitude in between 0 and delta. Okay. So, a function w is equal to fz tends to the limit L as z tends to a point z naught along any path if to each positive arbitrary number epsilon, however small, there corresponds a positive number delta such that fz minus L magnitude is less than epsilon whenever 0 less than magnitude of z minus z naught is less than delta. This means fz in between L minus epsilon and L plus epsilon. So, L minus epsilon is less than fz less than L plus epsilon whenever, now this result is z naught minus delta less than z naught plus delta. So, this z is not equal to z naught, and we can write this limit like this way: limit z tend to z naught fz is equal to L. So, in this way you can define mathematically the limit of a complex function. So, limit z tend to z naught fz is equal to L. Okay. This one is the definition of limit of a complex function. Here we use this word any path. Okay, any path means suppose here this one is z, this one is z naught. Okay, so as z tends to a point z naught, तो देखिए जब ये z naught टूवर्ड्स z मूव करेगा तो वो किसी भी पाथ को फॉलो कर सकता है. वो ये भी पाथ हो सकता है, वो ये भी पाथ हो सकता है, पहले इधर गया और उसके बाद इधर. ओके, ये भी पाथ हो सकता है, हेयर एंड हेयर, ये भी पाथ हो सकता है, ये भी पाथ हो सकता है, कोई भी पाथ फॉलो किया जा सकता है. ठीक है, सो द फंक्शन w is equal to fz tends to the limit L as z tends to a point z naught along any path if to each positive arbitrary number epsilon, however small, there correspond a positive number delta such that magnitude of fz minus L is less than epsilon whenever magnitude of z minus z naught is less than delta, and this term is in between 0 and delta. Okay. Now, second definition, how we can define the continuity of complex function. Continuity of complex function. Let us define a single valued function w is equal to fz. Single valued function w is equal to fz is said to be continuous at a point z is equal to z naught if limit z tends to z naught fz is equal to fz naught. क्लियर, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि एक तो आपकी लिमिट z टेंड टू z नॉट fz ये एग्जिस्ट करना चाहिए, नंबर वन. नंबर टू, फंक्शन की वैल्यू एट z नॉट एग्जिस्ट करनी चाहिए. नंबर थ्री, ये दोनों वैल्यूज जो हैं वो इक्वल होनी चाहिए, राइट. सो ए सिंगल वैल्यूड फंक्शन w इज इक्वल टू fz इज सेड टू बी कंटिन्यूअस एट ए पॉइंट z इज इक्वल टू z नॉट इफ दिस लिमिट इज इक्वल टू z नॉट. इन अदर वर्ड्स, ए फंक्शन fz is said to be continuous at a point z naught if f z naught exists. Clear, this f z naught exists, this limit exists and both these values are equal. Both these values are equal. Then we say that this complex function is said to be continuous at a point z naught. This means limiting value of fz. This means limiting value of fz as z approaches z naught coincide with the value fz naught. Coincide with the value fz naught. The value of the complex function at z is equal to z naught. So a function fz is said to be continuous in any region R, in any region R of the z plane, if it is continuous at every point of the region. तो देखिए, एक तो ये डेफिनेशन है सिंपल कंटिन्यूटी कब होगा, एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पर कब कंटिन्यूस होगा. एक पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ले लिया, ओके. उसके बाद अगर एक कंटिन्यूस पॉइंट पर, एक सिंपल पॉइंट पर z इज इक्वल टू z नॉट पर अगर फंक्शन कंटिन्यूस है तो वो फंक्शन डोमेन में, एक रीजन में कब होगा. सपोज दिस वन इज ए रीजन, दिस वन इज ए रीजन R. क्लियर, तो ये कब रीजन कब होगा, जब हर पॉइंट पर फंक्शन कंटिन्यूस होगा. नॉट ओनली दिस पॉइंट, एट एवरी पॉइंट फंक्शन इज कंटिन्यूस. और सिमिलरली हम पूरे डोमेन की बात करें. ओके, सो दिस मीन्स दैट ए फंक्शन इज सेड टू बी कंटिन्यूस इन द डोमेन if it is continuous at every point of the domain. Okay, at every point of the domain. So a function which is not continuous at z is equal to z naught is known as discontinuous at z is equal to z naught. So this means that a function in which f z naught does not exist, or this limit does not exist, or this value is not equal is known as discontinuous at z is equal to z naught. So this all about continuity of this complex function. So in short, a single valued function w is equal to fz is said to be continuous at this point if this limit z tend to z naught fz is equal to fz naught. Okay, provided both these values exist and equal, right? Now, if f and z are continuous function in domain D, clear, in domain D, then their sum f plus g, difference f minus g, product f into g, quotient f over g are all continuous in the domain D. clear, and continuous function of continuous function is continuous, f of f, clear. So, continuous function of a continuous function is always continuous, and second result is f is equal to u plus eta v is continuous if both u and v are continuous. We know this f is u plus eta v. Basically, this fz is w, clear. Basically, this w is u plus eta v, and this one is fz is x plus eta y, clear, eta y. So, this function f is continuous, this function f is continuous means this w is continuous if both u and v are continuous. Okay. So, if w is equal to fz, which is equal to u xy plus eta v xy, u is a function of xy, v is a function of xy, is continuous at z is equal to z naught, is continuous at z is equal to z naught, then definitely u xy and v xy are also continuous at z is equal to z naught. That is at x is equal to x naught and y is equal to y naught. And conversely, if u and v are continuous, at x naught y naught, then fz will definitely be continuous at z is equal to z naught. So, fz will definitely be continuous at z is equal to z naught. So, this one is the definition of continuity of this function. Okay. Then how can we define derivative of fz? Means differentiability. How can we define this term derivative of fz? Let w is equal to fz be a single valued function of the variable z. Z is x plus eta y. Then the derivative or differential coefficient of w, clear, w is fz, is defined as dw over dz, and dw is fz. Okay. So, df over dz, and df over dz can be written as f dash z, clear. So, dw over dz is equal to f dash z is defined as this, limit delta z tend to 0 fz plus delta z minus fz divided by delta z. That one is the definition of this derivative of fz, and derivative of fz means f dash z. So, f dash z is defined as limit delta z tend to 0 fz plus delta z minus fz divided by delta z, provided this limit exists, number one, and has same values for all different ways in which delta z tends to 0. तो जब डेल्टा जेड टेंड टू 0 करेगा, ठीक है, अप्रोच करेगा, ओके, व्हेन दिस स्मॉल इंक्रीमेंट इन द वैल्यू ऑफ जेड अप्रोचेस टुवर्ड्स दिस, ओके, देन वी obtain the same value, okay, if we move through any path. Okay. So, in all different ways in which delta z tend to 0. In other words, a function fz is said to be differentiable at a point z naught, if the limit f dash z naught, is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 f z naught plus delta z minus f z naught divided by delta z, and that one is equal to, we know this z minus z naught is delta z. Okay. Z minus z naught is delta z. This means z is equal to z naught plus delta z naught. So, substitute this value. So, we get fz minus fz naught as it is, and delta z is z minus z naught exist, clear. So, a function fz is said to be differentiable at this point, if this limit exists, and the limit f dash z naught is known as the derivative of fz at z naught, and the above limit should be the same along any path from z to Z naught, Z to Z naught. Thus differentiability of a complex function is a stringent requirement. तो इसके बाद जितनी भी हम स्टडी करेंगे, ठीक है, कैलकुलस ऑफ कम्प्लेक्स फंक्शंस, ठीक है, सो दिस डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी इज ए स्ट्रिंजेंट रिक्वायरमेंट. क्लियर? बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रिक्वायरमेंट है ये. कोई भी डिफाइन इसके बाद डेफिनेशन हम डेवलप करेंगे तो ये कंडीशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, चाहे वो एनालिटिक फंक्शन की बात करें या इसके बाद जो भी थ्योरम्स आएंगी. ओके, सो द डिफरेंशिएबिलिटी ऑफ ए कम्प्लेक्स फंक्शन इज ए स्ट्रिंजेंट रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर फर्दर स्टडी. ओके, नाउ डिफरेंशिएशन रूल्स. तो यहाँ पर जो डिफरेंशिएशन रूल्स वही यूज होंगे जो रियल कैलकुलस में यूज होते हैं. ठीक है, सो डिफरेंशिएशन रूल्स ऑफ रियल कैलकुलस आर वैलिड इन कम्प्लेक्स डिफरेंशिएशन आल्सो. फॉर एग्जांपल, dc over dz is equal to 0 where c is a complex constant. d over dz f plus minus g is df over dz plus minus dg over dz. d over dz c fz is c dz over df over dz. d over dz f into g is equal to f dg over dz plus df over dz g. And d over dz f over g is g df over dg minus f dg over dz divided by g square. And sixth one is d over dz fz power n is n fz power n minus 1 df over dz. And d over dz z raised power n is n z power n minus 1. So these rules of are valid. The rules of real calculus are valid in complex differentiation also. ठीक है. And one more chain rule, dw over dz is equal to dw over d zeta over dz. If w is a function of zeta and zeta is a function of z. Okay, that one is a chain rule. Okay, also applicable for this. Okay, so next part is very important. Okay, we know this definition, derivative of complex function f dash z. That one is limit delta z tend to 0 fz plus delta z minus fz divided by delta z, provided the limit exists and has the same value for all the different ways in which delta z tends to z naught. Suppose this x-axis, this y-axis, this z-plane, means this one is a real axis, this one is an imaginary axis. Okay, and this plane is known as z-plane, right? Here we have this point P, okay, and this point P is fixed, clear, and coordinates of this P is x, y, clear, x in this real direction and y in the imaginary direction. Okay, then this one is a neighboring point, this one is a neighboring point q, x plus delta x, y plus delta y, and this point is x plus delta x, y, and this point is x, y plus delta y. Okay, now understand this remark, and this remark is very important. देखिए, this q point approaches towards P in any path. Okay, in any path. ये जो q है वो इस रास्ते से भी आ सकता है, इस रास्ते को भी फॉलो कर सकता है, इस रास्ते को भी फॉलो कर सकता है, इस कर्व से भी आ सकता है, इस कर्व से भी आ सकता है. डेफिनेटली जब आप लिमिट निकालोगे एज q अप्रोचेस टुवर्ड्स P, वैल्यू तो आएगी. लेकिन बहुत बार ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप q को अप्रोच कर रहे हो P की तरफ. कोई एक पर्टिकुलर पाथ हो सकता है, दो पाथ भी हो सकते हैं, आपने लिमिट निकाली बट लिमिट आपकी सेम नहीं आ रही है. और जब सेम नहीं आएगी, ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब ये जो डेरिवेटिव है ये एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगा. तो ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी डेफिनेटली बन सकती है कि आप अप्रोच तो कर रहे हो लेकिन dw over dz जो है वो एग्जिस्ट नहीं कर रहा है. ओके, और उस केस में जब dw over dz एग्जिस्ट ना करे, then what are the necessary and sufficient conditions for the existence of this derivative? Okay, and we will discuss this thing. So remarks, very important remarks. Suppose pz is fixed, this point is fixed, and qz plus delta z neighboring point of this point P. Now the point q may approach P, this point q may approach P along any straight or curved path in the given region. Okay, along any straight or curved path in the given region, this, that is delta z may tend to 0 in any manner. delta Z may tend to 0 in any manner, and dw over dz may not exist, it may be possible, okay. Delta Z tends to 0 in any manner, but dw over dz may not exist. Then it becomes a fundamental problem. It becomes a fundamental problem to determine the necessary and sufficient conditions for dw over dz to exist. Dw over dz to exist, and this fact is settled by the following theorem. Okay. And theorem is the necessary and sufficient conditions, for the derivative of the function w is equal to fz. W is u plus eta v. This means u xy plus eta v xy is equal to fz. This one is a function. The necessary and sufficient conditions for the derivative of the function fz to exist for all values of z, in the region R are number 1. पहली condition ये है कि all these partial differentials are continuous, means curly u over curly x, curly u over curly y, curly v over curly x, curly v over curly y are continuous functions of x and y in the region R. तो पहली ये इंपॉर्टेंट कंडीशन ये है कि ये जो चारों पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव जो हैं ये आपके एग्जिस्ट करने चाहिए, कंटिन्यूस होने चाहिए, ओके. एंड सेकंड कंडीशन इज curly u over curly x is equal to curly v over curly y. Curly u over curly x is equal to curly v over curly y, and curly u over curly y is equal to minus curly v over curly x. And this second condition is known as Cauchy-Riemann equations. Okay? So these conditions too are known as Cauchy-Riemann equations, or briefly we can write CR equations. Okay? And these CR equations are developed by this Cauchy and Riemann. Okay? So in next 2-3 slides I will discuss the brief history of these two mathematicians. So this Cauchy was French mathematician who was an early pioneer of analysis. He started the project of formulating and providing the theorems of infinitesimal calculus in a rigorous manner. He also gave several important theorems in complex analysis and initiated the study of perturbation groups in abstract algebra. His writing cover the entire range of mathematics and mathematical physics. He wrote approximately 800 research articles and 5 complete textbooks. He graduated in civil engineering, but he was losing his interest in his engineering job, being more and more attracted to abstract beauty of mathematics. As far as Riemann is concerned, Riemann was an influential German mathematician who made lasting contributions to analysis and differential geometry, some of them enabling the later development of general relativity. He published works open up research areas combining analysis with geometry. These would subsequently become major parts of the theories of Riemann geometry, algebraic geometry, and complex manifold theory. Riemann made major contributions to real analysis. He defined the Riemann integral by means of Riemann sums, developed a theory of trigonometric series that are not Fourier series, a first step in generalized function theory, and studied the Riemann-Liouville differential integral. He made some famous contributions to modern analytical number theory. In a single short paper, the only one he published on the subject of number theory, he introduced the Riemann zeta function and established its importance for understanding the distribution of prime numbers. He made a series of conjectures about properties of the zeta function, one of which the very well-known Riemann hypothesis. So this all about these two mathematicians, and as far as this person is concerned, born in 1826, and after, before 40 years, completion of 40 years, he expired. And this German mathematician Riemann is the eponym of many things. Now see, within this 40 years of age, बहुत सारे results जो हैं उसके नाम से रखे गए हैं, okay? And some are very important, Riemann surface, Riemann sphere, okay? Many more, Riemann conditions, binary relations, clear, Riemann function, Riemann form, Riemann tensor, Riemann hypothesis, Riemann Hilbert problem, Riemann sum, Riemann series theorem. So ये जितने भी रिजल्ट्स हैं, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि ये इसने डेवलप किए हैं, लेकिन उसके नाम से रखे गए हैं उसको ऑनर देने के लिए, और उसके जो रिजल्ट्स हैं वो इन सारे रिजल्ट्स में यूज़ किए गए हैं. ओके, सो दैट वन इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस ग्रेट मैथमेटिशियन, दिस Riemann. So let us come to the point. Necessary and sufficient conditions for the derivative of the function. Okay, so the necessary and sufficient conditions for the derivative of the function w is equal to fz to exist for all values of z in a region R, or all these four partial differentials are continuous functions of x and y in the region R, and curly u over curly x is equal to curly v over curly y, and curly u over curly y is equal to minus curly v over curly x. This means that ux is equal to vy, and second one is uy is equal to minus vx. So these are two important equations, and these two equations are known as Cauchy-Riemann equations. Okay, so let us prove these two results. Okay, first, necessary conditions. What is given? Fz possesses a unique derivative. Let us suppose this statement is given. Fz possesses a unique derivative. To show CR equations are satisfied. CR equations are satisfied. Now let delta x and delta y be the small increments in the values of x and y respectively. Clear? So delta x and delta y be the small increments in the value of x and y respectively, and let delta u and delta v and delta z be the corresponding increments in the values of u, v and z respectively. So let us consider these small increments. Now since fz possesses a unique derivative, at point P, okay, P is a function of z, then f dash z is equal to, by definition, this derivative is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 fz plus delta z minus fz divided by delta z, and that can be written as limit delta z tend to 0 u plus delta u plus eta v plus delta v minus fz is u plus eta v divided by delta z, and then this result is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 delta u over delta z plus eta times delta v over delta z. Okay, so this term and this term cancel, eta v minus and this cancel. So we obtain this result, limit delta z tend to 0 delta u over delta z plus eta delta v over delta z. Now since delta z can approach 0 in any manner, okay, delta z approach towards 0 in any manner, clear? We can first assume delta z to be completely real and then completely imaginary. This means that delta z wholly real. This means when delta z is wholly real, then delta y is equal to 0, and then in that case delta z is equal to delta x. Now substitute here, f dash z is equal to limit delta, now z, delta z is delta x, so delta x tend to 0, and curly u over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x, because delta z is delta x. So we obtain the derivative of a complex function is curly u over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x. So this result we received this result when delta z is wholly real, clear? And when we consider delta z is wholly real, this means delta y Obviously, delta y is the coefficient of eta, right? So, delta y is equal to 0. So, this one is the result. Now, second approach, when delta z is wholly imaginary, this means delta x is 0 and delta z is eta delta y. Then what happened? This derivative f dash z is equal to limit delta y tend to 0, clear, delta u over eta delta y plus eta delta v over eta delta y, and this can be written like this way. Okay, 1 over eta curly over curly y plus curly v over curly y is equal to, and we can write this result like this way, curly v over curly y, this result here and this result here, minus eta curly u over curly y. Write down this expression number 2. Now compare this result, this one and this one, this f dash z here, f dash z here. Okay, and we know what is given, fz possesses a unique derivative. This means that f dash z is this, f dash z is this value, right? Both are equal, because since fz possesses a unique derivative, this means 1 and 2 are equal. So this means curly u over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x is equal to curly v over curly y minus eta curly u over curly y. Okay. Now equating the real and imaginary parts from both sides. So when you equate the real and imaginary parts, we obtain CR equations. तो देखिए CR equations तब तक नहीं डेवलप हो पाएंगी जब तक आपको ये स्टेटमेंट ना दिया हो कि fz possesses a unique derivative. यूनिक डेरिवेटिव ये जो स्टेटमेंट दे रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, उसी से ये रिजल्ट डेवलप किया जा सकता है. इन दैट केस दिस रिजल्ट इज इक्वल टू दिस रिजल्ट. Okay, so by equating the real and imaginary parts from both sides, we obtain curly u over curly x is equal to curly v over curly y, and curly u over curly y is equal to minus curly v over curly x. So thus the necessary condition for the existence of the derivative of fz is CR equations should be satisfied. So this one is the necessary condition for the existence of the derivative. Clear? CR equations are the necessary condition for the existence of the derivative of the complex function. Clear? तो अगर fz जो complex function है, अगर इसका derivative exist करता है, then definitely CR equations are satisfied. Clear? Now second part, sufficient condition. So in sufficient conditions, let us given these 4 partial derivatives are continuous functions of x and y in the region R. That is, fz is a single valued function, possesses partial derivatives curly over curly x, curly over curly y, curly v over curly x, curly v over curly y at each point of the region. And second, let us consider, let us given this, these CR equations are satisfied. CR equation हमें दे रखी हुई है, partial differential जो ये जो कैलकुलेट किए हैं ये आपके कंटिन्यूस ये दे रखे हुए हैं. प्रूव क्या करना है? fz possesses a unique derivative. We have to show this result. fz possesses a unique derivative at every point of the region R. तो देखिए यहाँ पर fz का यूनिक डेरिवेटिव होगा, ये आपको प्रूव करना है, और ये रिजल्ट तब तक नहीं आप प्रूव कर पाओगे जब तक ये 2 स्टेटमेंट्स दे ना रखी हो. एक तो CR इक्वेशंस आपको पता होनी चाहिए, और ये जो पार्शियल डिफरेंशियल कोएफिशिएंट्स हैं कर्ली ओवर कर्ली x, कर्ली ओवर कर्ली y, कर्ली v ओवर कर्ली x एंड कर्ली v ओवर कर्ली y, ये आपके कंटिन्यूस होने चाहिए. और अगर ये कंटिन्यूस नहीं है तो आप ये यूनिक डेरिवेटिव प्रूव नहीं कर पाएंगे, या आप ये कहो कि अगर CR इक्वेशंस अगर आपके पास ना दे रखी हो तो आप ये रिजल्ट प्रूव नहीं कर पाएंगे. ओके, सो लेट अस सी. Since f dash z is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 f z plus delta z minus f z divided by delta z, by definition of derivative of a complex function, f dash z is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 f z plus delta z minus f z divided by delta z. Now by Taylor's theorem for function of 2 variables we have this. यहाँ पर आप कैलकुलेट करो जरा. f z plus delta z is u x plus delta x, y plus delta y plus eta v x plus delta x, y plus delta y, and this result is u x y plus curly over curly x delta x plus curly over curly y delta y plus and so on, plus eta v x y plus curly v over curly x delta x plus curly v over curly y delta y plus and so on, but delta x and delta y are very, very small. So their squares and higher powers can be neglected. Okay? So omitting terms beyond the first powers of delta x and delta y. Reason is because delta x and delta y are very, very small. So their squares and higher powers can be neglected, right? So when we neglect all terms, we obtain uxy plus eta vxy means fz. Fz is w, w is u plus eta y. So u is this and eta y is this, plus coefficient of delta x this one and coefficient of delta x this one. So combine the coefficient of delta x, curly over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x, plus write the coefficient of this delta y and this delta y. So we obtain curly over curly y plus eta curly v over curly y delta y. Clear? So f z plus delta z is equal to this result. Okay? This result. Now use these CR equations, apply CR equations. आपने यहाँ पर और यहाँ पर apply करना है, right? So this term here minus this term as it is, clear? This term as it is, now this term as it is, no change, delta x. Now curly over curly y is minus curly v over curly x, clear? This result, plus eta curly u over curly x, curly v over curly y is curly over curly x, so this delta y. So using CR equations we obtain this result, and this means curly over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x, this as it is, right? And here eta, this eta square, और ये जो eta square है एक eta बाहर ले गए, clear? तो eta curly v over curly x plus curly u over curly x, and this can be written as, now this result and this result same, this result and this result same, clear? So curly over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x, and within the bracket delta x plus eta delta y, and delta x plus eta delta y is nothing but delta z, clear? So f z plus delta z minus f z is equal to curly over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x delta z. So this delta z in the division, okay, and taking limit delta z tend to 0, and that becomes derivative of z. Now calculate f dash z is equal to limit delta z tend to 0 f z plus delta z minus f z divided by delta z is equal to क्या आएगा, curly over curly x plus eta curly v over curly x, or using CR equations curly over curly x is curly v over curly y minus curly over curly x. By using CR equations we obtain second result. अब देखिए, this result is true because these partial differential coefficients are continuous, clear? So f dash z exists because these partial differential are continuous, means exist or continuous, clear? So this completes the proof. So in this way you can prove all these things, clear? So if all partial differential coefficients are continuous and CR equations are valid, then you can show that fz possesses a unique derivative, okay, or f dash z exists, clear? And when you calculate the derivative of a complex function, then apply these type of relations for evaluation of derivative of a complex function, okay. So next time we will discuss this analytic function. What is analytic function? This topic is very, very important. ये जो मैं आपको वीडियो लेक्चर अभी दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है, एक बार अगर समझ में ना आए तो आप एक बार फिर से सुन लो, ठीक है, और एक दो बार सुनेंगे तो आपको वो फंडामेंटल जो है वो क्लियर हो जाएंगे, और उसके बाद फिर उससे रिलेटेड जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो आप देख सकते हो, राइट? सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. नेक्स्ट टाइम वी विल डिस्कस एनालिटिक फंक्शंस. ओके, बाय.